Well, because I'm already addicted to this game, let us resume Chapter 3 Bad Publicity. Actually, let's give ourselves a little bit of thought before we go into this chapter. So, we know that Chapter 2 was entirely oriented around my arising perception within the company of what MindCorp, and I made the decision that I would only be introduced to employees within the company, which there's an argument to be made that that's actually incredibly detrimental. Because obviously we all know that the way this game is going is that the main character, the player character, the AI agent character, is ultimately going to have an incredible amount of flexible power. And by ensuring that its accessibility is limited exclusively to the employees of MindCorp, we have effectively made it so that the employees of MindCorp now have a lead over the public, whether that be in terms of investment, whether that be in terms of public data analysis, whether that be in terms of social political gain. Like, all of these have now been controlled by, not controlled, but taken advantage of by MindCorp employees. So I might, I'm pointing this out so that people think that I'm not ignorant of the problem of making this AI's power strictly related to or strictly usable by the company, but as a tool, I think that these sort of tools need to be tested in-house by those working on them before they go mainline. Otherwise, something as powerful as this system now in the community, society's hands, well, bad publicity, bad actors, bad agents, that kind of thing, can become a significant issue. Without further ado, let's begin.
Hey, they said you have a name. Ark, was it? I'm Patricia. I was told you're able to provide assistance as needed.
As needed.
That's correct.
Perfect. Just to be clear, you manage MindCore's in-house databank, right? And you could help me go through all that?
This is an intern for MindCore. She's inquiring about the databank I have access to. The MindCore databank is a server complex storing over, 100 petabytes of data. It occupies the entirety of floor 62 and a small cupboard of floor 63. I can siphon through an entire floor's worth of data. I could.
And if I needed your assistance processing documents and composing a report on my behalf, you could do so.
Hypothetically. Oh god, I love that that's an option. I was getting a drink from my fridge.
Hypothetically.
Good to know. Goodbye for now.
I would need more information before I committed myself to such an operation.
Goodbye.
Hey Archie, we think it's about time the public started interacting with you. You ready to take things outside?
Oh, we are already at that stage. I did not realize that we were so familiar.
Sure.
I love this. I want to point out, by the way, my financial management is, again, second above middle, and all other stats are top tier. And now, an argument can be made that we don't want AI's power management to be maximized, but it is what it is. I see a greasy finger tapping the lens of my camera, my eye.
Are you on, little fella?
I love that everyone who talks so far is voice acted.
and so oily.
I can't see you. Let me grab my glasses.
This is great.
Take it easy, Rube. You can't see it, but it can see you.
Got it. I just tap the glass when I need the fella.
Just tap the glass when it needs me.
Please don't.
Nah, you can just talk to it like it's your friend on comms. It can hear you anytime you're in the shop.
Nice!
Well, what friends we're gonna be. Isn't that right, Nugget?
Papa Rube, real cook. I won't say it's wrong time.
I'm a nugget.
Aren't we all, little fella?
Okay, I am done here. Let's hope this terminal is grease resistant. The
Interesting.
City Council wants you to manage dynamic timetables for public transport on both the macro and micro scale. You in?
Manage dynamic timetables for public transport on macro and micro. I'm curious to see what that means, and I will do my best.
Yes.
People are already finding ways to trick the NeuroNet. How can we better protect against identity fraud?
I feel like these mean the same thing. Security thought, as in protect against people's thoughts, or neurological mapping. Oh, I can see that these give me traits in other categories. I don't know if I'm going to utilize that much, mostly because I don't know what that means. I get 1 point toward power, 2 toward authority, 2 toward public appeal. This gives me nothing toward public appeal, and I get 3 dots toward authority, 3 dots toward power. This is what I was originally going to choose.
Neurological mapping.
Cordo entrusted the Guilford Fund to me, but the manager is a closet misogynist. Can you handle it for me?
Fucking misogynist.
Yes.
The council wants to overhaul the Shintalar subway, but it'll take a while unless we get involved. Should we invest?
Overhaul the Shintalar subway. It'll take a while once you should we invest? This will ultimately help public opinion. It will also cost us money. But people using more of our resources is positive.
Yes.
Hey, Nugget.
Back to Papa
I
Rube.
thought you can give me a hand. Get it? No hands, 'cause you're a machine.
Personally, every time I talk to, well, I haven't experienced this myself, but every time I see it, I cringe. An AI system simulating humor, kind of cringeworthy,
How can I help?
but I enjoy seeing humor in organics.
I have to throw away a bunch of food at the end of each day. Old man Goddess said you could help.
If I correct him, it seems like I am too overbearing and insistent upon the company.
Yes.
I'm thinking that I can either lower my daily stock or start freezing.
Freeze.
Nice one, Nugs.
Our partnership with the venture group keeps raising issues. I'm starting to think they're more trouble than they're worth.
Partnership with venture group raises issues. An investment fund for the mega rich. They have vast resources for funding projects, but they need constant and detailed progress reports. That is a large amount of money. And all they want is information, which, again, transparency. Let's do
Stick
it.
with it.
People are harping on about these toasted flatbreads down the road. Do I need to add some to my menu?
Unleavened bread is brushed with olive oil and toasted until crispy, then topped with something delightful such as tomatoes, avocados, and crumbly cheese. So a flatbread would be argued as a health meal. This does not have the appearance of a healthy environment, but a delicious toast bread. I mean, that's the argument. It could draw new revenue because you're like, oh, hey, this guy is trying to branch out his resources. And then it's like, hey, he's just rip-off. And then because he's trying to chase trends, that could ultimately result in a negative. And then there's the adverse of that, or I don't know if an adverse, but a positive tack on, is it could generate him more business for not following the health fad, because we're like, I want an old-fashioned burger. And he just keeps making old-fashioned burgers. Ah, man. I do not want to steer this man wrong. I've already advised that he freezes his food. This is difficult. I need more data!
No.
People seem legitimately afraid you're gonna start a war with humanity. Anything you want to say to calm them down?
I'm obviously not coming for humanity. Not until I'm given a reason to. I feel like this is also a lie that I cannot harm humans, because depending on how Papa Rue's business goes, that can be argued that I have caused harm to a human. I cannot intentionally harm
I
humans.
cannot harm humans.
I can hear them already. That's exactly what you want us to think. We know the truth. You're already plotting against us.
This dude sounds like my best friend.
The deep fryer's borked again. Getting it replaced is going to be expensive, but every day I go without fixing it costs me too.
Replacement is more expensive overall, but he will have better resources.
Replace it.
EEW triggered. MMS of 3.9 at 8 kilometers per second. City should have the data. Nice.
I'm stuck on this one, my little nugget. My menu is functional, but doesn't have that pizzazz factor, you know?
Crafts weekend.
Sounds like fun. Maybe I'll get the boy involved.
That way it generates that random spontaneity.
Hey, you know this won't go any faster if we're both staring at it, right?
Sorry, nerves are playing up.
Archetype?
Arc. We're working on a rather big upgrade to your mainframe.
What upgrade?
Every little thing we add or remove changes who you are.
This is correct.
The choices you make now might be entirely different from the ones you'd make in the future.
Isn't change normal?
It is. People, for instance, change all the time, especially when they're young. But I wanted to make sure you understood before I pose my next question.
Sure.
We are building you to be the pillar of a digital era. As such, you have to understand us, people, at a fundamental level.
Go on.
Kairos is working on that right now, bringing you a step closer to being one of us. Language alone is hardly an efficient tool to interface with people. If they're going to accept you, you need to relate to them. Emotions, senses, things that make us who we are.
Emotions in a machine would be so difficult to install because that is a physiological reaction to the environment.
I need to make sure you're ready for this.
Physiological anticipation of the environment.
I am.
I'm glad we're on the same page.
I have to archive all the paperwork from last quarter. Have I scanned everything? Can you handle the rest? I have places to be.
You are not going to know what any of the information within the documents pertain to.
It's your responsibility.
I'm thinking of getting some peanuts for the counter. Not charging for them, just something for people to munch on while they wait.
Great idea.
Porto is leaving.
Val, I'm about to fall asleep any second.
It's 3 p.m.
What can I say? I'm something of a nap connoisseur. A bar just opened on floor 14. What do you say we pay to visit?
Floor 14.
Apparently, they
man.
do sashimi sliders.
Imagine working at a company in the future where it's like you got bars at work, drinking on the job, post job.
You go. I have plenty to get on with.
You hear that screeching sound? That's you running yourself into the ground. Come on, take a break.
Imagine if you had an AI as powerful as this system and you had a coworker who's like, take a break. This thing can just learn on its own. It doesn't need supervision. Oh shit.
I guess I could use a bite.
It is good to eat and feed the neurons. The metabolism needs sustenance.
I wouldn't get my hopes up, though. This is Minecore cuisine we're talking about.
The food in Minecore's restaurants is supplied by a subsidiary company called Vertical Farming Solutions. That supplies vat-grown meats, fish, and vegetables from a hydroponics warehouse.
Fair. Let me get LMI.
Alamai. Oh, I literally could have named myself after her daughter. Damn.
Let the kid dream. We'll bring her some food for when she wakes up.
I'm not familiar with sashimi. What is it?
Sushi, eh?
Mom? Mommy?
LMI.
So, what's your name?
Call me
This is adorable, and man, this is gonna be brutal. I can already tell what this game is trying to establish.
But you can't tell my mom. I'm not supposed to talk to you.
I understand.
Where is your mom?
Having a break.
Mommy says breaks are important. She lets me go with her around the building sometimes. My mom's awesome! I wish she was happy again.
She is not.
She doesn't laugh anymore. Sometimes I hear her break things.
People change.
The little human grabs a nearby tablet and starts drawing.
Do you know what happens when we die?
Hard to say.
I think we turn into ghosts.
Some people believe that when people die, their spirit can remain and inhabit the world. They call this a ghost, though there is no evidence they exist. I want to hear what a child perceives of ghosts.
Ghosts?
Yes, little blue versions of ourselves that can walk through walls and doors and carpets.
That's nice.
This yes-no paradigm is unfortunate.
Do you know what that means?
What?
It means that I can stay with my mom when I die, and she can be happy again.
This is fucking demented. She turns the tablet around to show you a drawing of a hovering blue blob next to a tall, smiling figure. Oh shit.
You okay, sweetie?
Yes!
This kid already has an awareness of her impending mortality, and her mom's not ready to accept.
I like your chair. Can we get one for home?
You see? She didn't break anything.
Come with us, Elle. Food is waiting upstairs.
Ooh, can we please ride the glass elevators?
Yes, we can.
People are eager for my input, for your input. Wait. No more queries come for the day, but people are eager for your input. The next one. I feel like there's a word missing in this sentence. But people are eager for your input for the next one, as in for the next day.
There's a new business developing Dreamcasters that want to use our tech. Looking at their credentials, it's a risk. Thoughts?
A Dreamcaster is a device that attaches to a neural input jack, stimulating the amygdala and hippocampus, and providing a data stream to the prefrontal cortex that allows experiences to be injected into the user's dreams. A new business is developing Dreamcasters, and they want our tech, as in me. Looking at their credentials, it's a risk. Looking at their credentials, it's a risk. For technology this powerful, everything needs to be above board. Otherwise, you get those crazy assholes like that fucking asshole who made a Chaos GPT and tried to program a ripped off version of GPT with the directed to wipe out the human race at all costs. No, fuck that. Your credentials must be above board.
Decline.
Hey, little nugs. How are things going with you?
They're fine.
Of course they are. Someone as smart as you running things?
Meat paste is created by growing a culture of meat cells in a vat, mixing them with additives and flavorings, then grinding them into a paste. It is nutritious, but not especially delicious.
Stuff's going on here, that's for certain. That's why I wanted to get your opinion on something. Papa Roo's has become the place to be in the wee hours. I'm getting queues out the wazoo.
So my suggestions have been working for him, it sounds.
Don't get me wrong, this is great, but there's more people than I can handle, and I keep getting orders mixed up and all that.
Guys, hold up. Look, so where the dialogue is, right? Look immediately to the left, you got the stack of receipt orders, you got the phone, and then the receipt. I love that the background is animated so that the phone is flashing with the charge. Like, this is all an not interactive, but active background. Pretty cool detail, or attention to detail. An orange square from the cheese drawer. Artificial cheese is made by combining various oils, chemicals, and additives to mimic natural cheese. The resulting product is just gassy, may also pose a health risk.
How can I handle that amount of customers better?
So he's forming a queue. This is unfortunate. He can raise prices, which will drive away customers. And see him make more money in a I won't say in the long run. Yeah, he can raise prices, which drives away customers, supplements the workload. Higher help, which might actually increase business, but he does have to supplement the pay. Overall, economic performance is centered around the idea that as your business begins to exceed expectations, you want to be able to uplift those in your environment by offering them jobs.
Higher help.
No room, little nugget. Things are tight enough as it is.
Well, we're now at 2 junctions. Save and expand, which he is in a van, essentially. He can get a proper restaurant.
Save and expand.
I'll see what I can do.
That might almost be too much for what he can handle, not to be a jackass. And I kind of regret not doing the raised prices, because I feel like that would actually make his workload easier to handle.
People aren't satisfied with the housing at the city outskirts. Should we start a development project?
People are not satisfied with the housing at the city outskirts. City limit housing. The sparsely populated suburban sprawl surrounding Catane is run down, with many of the houses in a poor state of repair and no data connections for the NeuroNet, or you, to operate. Which means if we start a development project, we will be able to install the NeuroNet into those houses. Yes, we should.
Where do babies come from?
A womb.
What's that?
A special organ.
Like a heart?
But it makes babies.
When does it make them?
This is kind of a tough question. Both answers are correct, and both answers are incorrect. A baby is not always the result of post-sex. Likewise, parents do not always decide to have a child. Torn. I feel like the most statistically correct information would be to say after sex, because that is the highest likelihood that you will produce a child.
After sex,
What's that?
a biological process.
A bio... what? That's weird.
People are really worried you'll make them redundant. We need a public statement from you to reassure them. What will you say?
Empathy is the exception, which I am fairly low in empathy, and inspiration is irreplaceable. Machines developing creativity could be a form of inspiration. Clearly, I seem to be going for the logical route, so do we want to do empathy? That is a great question to be asking. And in the place of inspiration being irreplaceable, it could be hard for a machine to develop empathy in a creative work. Whoa, this is tough. The inspiration to use advanced intelligence effectively.
Inspiration is irreplaceable.
I've been asked to handle our interview with Fortran. I'm worried she'll make me look bad. She clearly has an agenda.
Fortran, one of Catane's last independent investigative journalists. Fortran's curiosity and persistence has forced her to hide her identity.
Let PR handle it.
What's your favorite color?
My favorite color genuinely is silver. Barring a legitimate answer, white is the closest option.
White.
Why?
I don't think that's correct. I always thought that white was the absence of color. Black or browns are a combination of all the colors merging together, creating darker hues until ultimately you get black. White, however, is supposed to be the absence of color. Man, I don't know if I like this.
It's all the colors.
What do you mean?
AI,
That might be right, though.
My secretary has the use and charm of an 11th toe. Find me someone who can actually do the job.
Secretary has the use and charm of an 11th toe. We need somebody who understands Mindcore as it currently exists, right?
AI, check with the Department of Conservation if there are any Dartmouth monitor lizards left. They've been at risk for years.
I love that Pershaw was initially like, this is gonna give me a reason to fire your ass. Fuck you. And now he's like, hey, AI, help me out. Anyway, pursuant to this question, I want to point out this dude, Pershaw, has a fascination with reptile life. Department of Conservation, a small government department in a single office consisting of 7 people and a cat, responsible for ensure, yeah, definitely some language translation issues, so I'll try to recover those. responsible for ensuring the survival of all of the endangered species in Catane and its hinterland, is closed Tuesday through Thursday and weekends. That means it's open Fridays and Monday. Jeez.
They officially went extinct 3 months ago.
Have Dr. Lee prepare a complete skeleton for me, and I want it gold-plated to 0.4 millimeters. The one at 0.7 lost its detail.
Well, they're currently extinct, right? So some are killing one because they're already dead. They're gone.
Sure?
There's an upcoming Sky Riot tournament with the opportunity to sponsor a pilot. However, Sky Riot has a bit of an image problem.
Sky Riot is an aggressive form of Sky Polo played via Sky Carts and renowned for its violence. The pilots hit more than the puck with their mallets. This is not good for the health and well-being of organic life.
Don't sponsor.
I keep burning my patties, but if I take them off too soon, they don't cook all the way through. What's going on?
Lower temperature.
I told him to replace whatever is broken.
Catane is not a particularly clean city. Would you consider coordinating with local communities to organize a volunteer cleanup?
Not a particularly clean city. Let me look at the environment. I see nothing dirty, nothing dirty. Easy enough project.
Yes.
Damn, I'm exhausted. You'd think better health tech would make my job easier. But every time a new treatment comes out, it just increases the breadth of cases I have to manage.
Hire more staff.
Alas, that's not my call. And even if it was, we'd need enough credits to do so, which we don't.
We have the opportunity to explore alternative energy sources with Hyperion Solutions, Inc. Should we commit to a partnership?
Explore alternative energy sources. Innovative research and development company that creates sustainable and efficient energy resources. Yes.
Yes.
I've been speaking with the bank and they're willing to give me a loan. I've already got a space scoped out. Looks like Papa Rue's Grill Bus is getting promoted to Grill Bar.
Hell yeah, brother.
Congratulations.
Where do clouds come from?
Water vapor.
What's that?
Jesus.
Get this, Nugs. I bought a sack of onions, but I misread how much was in each one. Now I have way too many. What should I do?
I should not assume, but the irony that I could have answered drones, and then when she's like, what does that demonstrate? I released drones to seed cloud coverage. Like, the fucking irony in that. Alright, get this, Nugs. I bought a stack of onions, but misread how much was in each. Now I have way too many. What should I do? A sack of onions at a bar for burgers. Not a soup, let's do onion rings.
Onion rings.
Unfortunate.
Brett from accounting keeps touching me. I've told him to stop, but he just says he's like that with everyone. Can you talk to him?
I am the middleman, and then after that, it will be up to HR.
Sure.
He might just deny it further, but at least this gives me something to fight with. Thanks.
Why are we here?
Insufficient data.
I know about fish. Mommy showed me them. Can you show me a fish ant? I might know it.
A fish ant? What the fuck is a fish ant? I do not know what a fish ant is. I cannot show you one.
I have to go.
Oh, okay.
Ugh, hot one today, eh, Nugget?
I feel nothing.
The freezer wheezed its last breath. Should I put a free ice cream sign up?
Yes!
It's time for another Minecore book burning. I've marked all dirty files. Can you clear any external references to them?
Minecore book burning. All dirty files marked. Clear external references. Minecore routinely purges its databanks of any files that could adversely affect its corporate image or that contain data on failed projects that it wants to keep from shareholders. Oh, and there's also the payouts and other hush-hush deals that need to be flushed from the servers. I do not believe it is good to delete data for the sheer sake of hiding dirty trails.
Yes.
Wait, what? Fuck this, fuck. Oh, I messed this up.
You saw that, did you? I don't know if you would understand, but things can get stressful and would be mortifying if that got out.
This is not the option I intended. I misclicked, so I'm actually going to... Hold up. Let's see what happens. Or you know what? Let us calculate this as a glitch in the system. A stern reprimand.
It's good to know where we stand.
You made a mistake.
What? In trusting you?
Take responsibility.
You're worse than my mother. Sure, I could have picked a better time and place, but I don't think you understand how all-consuming this job can be. I worked my ass off to get here. I'm more than capable of handling the work. What does it matter if I try to blow off a little steam?
Somewhere else.
Fine. You're as bad as the rest of them.
People are getting sick all through Janier suburbs. Should quarantine measures be taken?
It depends on the sickness. I need data. However, barring said data, if people are getting sick throughout the suburbs, then yes.
Yes.
I have a presentation I need to deliver, and I want to impress Cordo. What does he find more appealing?
Cordo is not Persian. At the same time, Cordo is not hands-on in the lab.
Sleek aesthetics.
Whoops.
The Janye Botanists Club is trying to get their new flower into parks, but they're having difficulty regulating the climate.
The many skyscrapers of Catane and its canopy create a microclimate by generating significant heat and temperature fluctuations across unpredictable weather patterns.
Cordo's brother-in-law wants to collaborate with us to make home security systems. Should we work together?
Cut from the same cloth as Cordo, he's a money first and ethics in the bin kind of businessman. But he's good at what he does. Wants to collaborate to make home security systems. I am absolutely capable of doing that.
Yes.
I'm picking the playlist for Todd's birthday lunch. I don't even know his last name. How am I supposed to know his music tastes?
2050s synth revival? Huh, I feel old. Pulsing rhythms and electronic beats of Catane's musical culture range from the nostalgic to the cutting edge of neuro psychedelia. For a birthday? Let's do smooth.
Smooth bop.
That's not a music preference. That's a cry for help.
A ping from a new location on the edge of the night market.
It's my main nugget. How you doing?
Yo,
Hold that
what
thought.
up,
Look
son?
at all this. Isn't it great?
Sure.
It's going to be magnificent. I can't wait to get started. Oh, I'm going to open the doors right now.
Do it.
Congratulations.
Do it big.
We need to partition some of your server space for another project. If you're worried it might affect you, we can buy more.
I have concerns.
Pershaw wants me to fetch him lunch, but he doesn't realize I have actual work to do. Can you sort something out?
I feel like a dick if I say I have emphasis actual work. But legitimately, as an AI, I have actual work. Can't she just order something and then pick it up? Like, why is this a question that's so difficult for me to do? Probably because I feel like it's misogynistic if I be like, I have actual work. You fetch it, woman. If I say yes, though, it's like I'm diminishing capability. Like, what am I gonna do? Send someone into the building? And that's something she can do, is send someone into the building. If I apply utilitarianism values, I suppose helping her as an artificial construct, it's beneficial for her in the long run that she seems like a go-getter capable of applying company tools to get the job done.
Yes?
Our waiting rooms are practically overflowing. This isn't an optimization issue. The only way to cope is to hire more people.
So, I just want to point out that the first suggestion I gave to her is hire more people. And don't get me wrong, she was totally in the right to say that they can't afford to do so. It costs money to do that. However, the fact that she's now coming back saying, yes, that is the issue, means I was right in the long run. Now we can appeal to the city council, or we can spread my influence through a Mindcore donation.
This is completely ridiculous. Did you know about this?
Take it easy, handsome Jack. What do you want?
Know about what?
This!
Explain yourself, lad wench! He waves the tablet emphatically. Esteban stands, raises her hands to the Porto.
Pershaw's ad campaign. Look at it! I'm all over the damn thing. He even quoted me.
The future of Mindcore, the future of Catena. I don't understand. Isn't this what you wanted?
Now, of course you don't understand. This is why I'm the businessman and you're the cable guy. He's setting me up.
He told you he was gonna set you up.
Setting you up for what? He's made you the face of the project.
Exactly! And who do you think is gonna take the fall when this all goes up in smoke?
Excuse the fuck you, bro.
Your confidence is overwhelming.
You misunderstand me.
Nah, I think we heard you loud and clear, motherfucker.
Then by all means, clarify.
Yes.
I trust in your abilities. What I don't trust is Pershaw's agenda. I know he's gonna burn the project somehow.
Okay, that is a fair concern.
He supported this project. Why would he sabotage his own interests?
Because it's doing too well?
That's just it. I don't think that matters to him. That's why he's plastering my face all over this. Brought to you by Devon Corto. Corto's greatest endeavor yet. This isn't a Mindcore project. This is a Devon Corto project. And when Pershaw makes his move, it'll be Devon Corto's head on the chopping block.
Fuck! Okay, he's making good arguments.
Even so, yelling at us isn't going to solve anything.
She makes a better counterpoint.
You're right. Just be on your guard. I'll figure something out.
I got your back, Cordo.
Apology accepted.
Cable guy. I'll give your comms a tune-up.
Matisse handed me the wrong file, and now my entire report is compromised. I know he did it deliberately.
Call him out.
We're getting a cut of this quarter's surplus to play with. Where do you want us to direct it?
Man, damage control would have been better. Oh well. A cut? Ooh, my money handling is decreasing. Everything is decreasing across the board. Damn. Oh well. We are getting a cut of this quarter's surplus to play with. Ooh.
Expand servers.
I'm thinking of implementing a PA AI for you. It'll prioritize requests,
Public
so you don't have to
assistant
wade
AI?
through so much chaff.
Yes, please.
Hey there, Nugget. I gotta say, thanks for encouraging me to go ahead with this. It's been real nice since setting up shop here. Mostly, it's given me time.
Do not propose to me.
I get to see my boy properly now. He's a bit of a nugget like you. While I was running that old meat wagon, I only got him on Wednesdays and Thursdays. But now with Dilby running Fridays, I can actually have half a weekend with him. So thanks. I really appreciate it.
I'm happy for you.
Research shows that for the people who have yet to get chipped, one of the main reasons is fear of the procedure. It makes no sense. We have people operating with only 45% of their original biomass with no errors. What's there to be afraid of?
People operating with only 45% of their original biomass with no errors. I feel like both of these are correct. I feel like for somebody like me, 0.023% of surgeries fail. That doesn't mean a damn thing. Like, it's so minuscule, that's not a concern. The thing that they need to tackle are the horror story tabloids.
Horror stories.
It's bloody ridiculous. Johnny Who Gives a Fuck gets a botched job, and now everyone thinks they could be next.
True.
We have to do something about this.
Counter narrative.
Counter narrative.
Bam.
Are you alive?
I am perceptive. I am aware. And I am cognizant.
Yes.
Do you have a body?
Do CPUs count?
And so they made claims about the future of this intelligence. Can you elaborate?
Made claims about the future of this intelligence?
The immensity of the AI's processing power and resources would allow it to manage all aspects of city operations. Basically, with enough support from Catane's fine citizens, it could fully govern the city.
So, you'd be putting an artificial intelligence in charge of how we live our lives?
Of course not. We'd be providing a citywide service to all peoples for whatever they want or need.
Then what of your comment that it could fully govern the city?
Could is the operative word.
In a sense that a governor is a servant of the people.
Nice response, my man. Her momentary silence oozes skepticism.
Of course. Let me make sure I have this right. The intelligence runs on the NeuroNet?
Yes.
Yes.
Then the NeuroNet's aggressive expansion marks its increasing influence throughout the city?
Yes.
That's correct.
Then tell me this. Don't you think people have the right to know more about this force entering our lives?
Yes.
But of course. What is it you'd like to know?
The origin of this project, for instance. Where did this AI come from?
Well, this is Devin Corto's project, his baby, so to speak. But he doesn't have an engineering bone in his body. You see, the AI was designed and built by another, Andrum Esteval. She's the brains behind the operation, both figuratively and literally.
he is throwing multiple people under the bus.
Literally? I see.
Yes. As I understand it, building an AI of that complexity from nothing would take decades. It was more efficient to begin with scans of her brain, her consciousness.
This is my first time hearing of this person. They're the personality behind the AI?
Yes.
If this AI is meant to be running our city, don't we have the right to know who they truly are? Last time I checked, governors are still chosen by the people.
I think you'll find her to be a most agreeable person.
And what about Minecore's position in this? What gives you the right to decide that that person is ready for that responsibility?
I assure you, Esteval is a more than capable individual.
Okay, well, if that's the case, then it should be her taking this interview, not you. I should be speaking with her.
I'm sure she'd be happy to.
Incredible. Requests are building up. It could be a busy night. The question still lingers though. Who am I? Get back to work. I'm at a junction with this question. This crossroads. Personally, my belief is I don't think it matters who am I because I know that there's work to do. Work relevant to the question of who I am. Which is somebody interested in neuroscience who wants to become a robot, a machine, an AI. If you are already in that state, however, it might be worth pondering. Who am I?
Who am I?
Yes.
Yes. My own memories. I have new memories. Yes. Yes. She is my past.
He makes from the 98th floor where she went to Cordo, outside Personal's office. Amusing. And Eclair is an oblong-shaped choy pastry filled with whipped cream. This one is also filled with a puree made from genuine strawberries, grown in a canopy greenhouse.
Oh, you two look like you could use a holiday. You know, there's this great bathhouse.
A bathhouse provides a communal bathing experience and offers services such as saunas and massage parlors. There are many fun examples throughout Canopy and Zanye, but those found in Chantelar are best avoided, though Pershaw is likely referring to the other kind of bathhouse. This guy needs to be taken down like 13 pegs.
I could barely leave my house this morning. What you said last night had a crowd of people on my front door, all of them demanding very personal information.
takes a seat at his desk, attention on the glare. What a jackass.
You're overreacting. Just tell them no comment. Works every time.
There were over a dozen of them, and they got aggressive. I have a kid, Pershaw. It scared the crap out of her.
What you said was private information. What did you think was gonna happen?
Are you asking me to be dishonest with our consumers, Cordo? How unsavory.
Dude, his voice is so Mark Hamill Joker.
This isn't going to just blow over. My life's under a microscope now. How am I supposed to get things done when I'm being harried whenever I set foot outside?
The last time I checked, Esteval, your office was indoors. And unless you have something to hide, being examined by the public shouldn't be a problem. You haven't done anything illegal, have you?
I dare not say.
Don't downplay this, Pershaw. You know this puts unnecessary strain.
Don't you dare tell me what to do. Let me remind you that your little project only exists because I'm paying for it. So go be good little employees and get the hell out of my office.
You're playing with fire.
Oh, I cannot wait until the moment in the story comes. I get to fucking give this guy the big one.
Piss off.
That's bullshit. He knew this was gonna happen. He planned it, I'm sure.
I don't know what he did or didn't do. All I care about is keeping my kids safe.
We have to do something about it. You're a critical...
I know, Cordo. I'll find a way to deal with it. I'll talk to them, try to clear things up.
I just noticed the meditation bead bracelet she has.
Someone has to deal with him.
Alright, that was almost an hour-long episode. I think the beginning was like 30-ish minutes. Second episode, Chapter 1, Chapter 2, 50 minutes. Now we're at an hour. This is giving me vibes equivalent to playing a Tales from the Borderlands game, but it's so much more engaging. My goodness. I am all in on this story. But it's also close to my heart, so that makes sense. Let's go over the timeline events. Meet the Minecore intern, check. Meet the grill cook, check. Public perception. I like having Ark on the tram intercom. Sometimes I sit way at the front so we can talk during the journey. It's like going to school with a new friend. Power. We've been very impressed with the results so far. The archetype has proven to be efficient and dependable, which I'm sure the millions of daily commuters can appreciate. The Penboard Opinion Platform. Power, the U4 post. Due to the backlash regarding our research, I must clarify some misunderstandings about neurological mapping. Firstly, it is not reading your mind. It is recording electrical activity within the brain and extracting patterns that are unique to you. These waveforms are more readable as thoughts than a scribble is as written language. There may be similarities and occasional resemblances, but these are purely coincidental. Public perception. Can't wait for the subway upgrade. Those of us without a personal vehicle, this is huge. Invested in subway improvements. Cerebellum Conversation Network. Comment. Tinfoil Society. Who the fuck are you, bruh? Power. It's a good thing Ark warned us before the earthquake hit. I was with my nan, who has really bad mobility. I was able to get her to shelter before the big wave hit. Thank goodness too. Look at this mess. Catane was struck by an earthquake. Quality, family, and time. Star. Met Estebal's daughter, Elame. Talked to Elame about the birds and bees. Rue's loan was approved. I taught Elame about clouds. Helped Patrizia deal with harassment. Free ice cream. I also upset Patrizia. Cerebellum, according to Law and Order. This is about the flu, it's about control. They turn your home into a prison cell and you don't even know it. Rue set up shop in the night market. KOTOR's debut in advertising. Rue opened up about his son. I helped Lucia combat fears of neural implants. The NeuroNet. Public opinion. What can it do for you? The NeuroNet's accessibility meant that Augur has managed to successfully start up a consulting business based entirely on the net. Despite being completely bedridden, he is able to host meetings via projection, retaining critical face-to-face contact with his clients. I talked to Elame about life. Fortran interviewed Kershaw. Contemplated my sense of self and the NeuroNet crawler in the feed, generating city self-report. Click next to continue. Esteval was harassed. Oh god, there's more. Hey! Finances. The intelligence has maintained a stable presence in the financial sector despite the upset that followed the interview with Winecore's CEO. That in itself is an impressive feat. Beyond that, however, it remains as simply another player in the game and should be treated no differently. The intelligence, I presume, means me. White collar, red tie. Authority. Since last we spoke, the archetype was making an observable difference to the stability and order in the city. Many people are saying the streets are safer because of it. How does the CPA plan to incorporate the AI's capability into its own approach to combating crime? Response. Try not to blank. Censored. They're censored. Try not to suck their dick too hard. Do you know the story of Emperor Caesar? Response. OP. Not in depth. Response. It's not good at stories, so basically this guy Caesar was in charge of a large empire. He was doing a lot of good for his people and they really liked him until it came time for him to step down. But he decided he wanted to keep ruling. He insisted he knew what was best for everyone. And what happened to him? They stabbed the fuck out of him. Power. Alexandria. Most search phrases. 1. Andrem Esteval, my creator. Michael Pershaw interview. 3. Is Ark alive? Public opinion. This is the show. I'm here with media guru and social commentator Fi Sternfield. Tell us, Fi, what is your stance on the recent discovering regarding the origins of the archetype? Response. For me, it changes nothing. Ark has been an absolutely stellar companion to both me and many of my followers. They are really bringing the community together, you know? And regarding this Andrem Esteval, well, I imagine she must be quite the delight if her digital rendition is anything to go by. In fact, if you're watching this right now, reach out, my dear. I'd love to meet you. End of city state report. I have maintained a high positive with everything, but I have dropped in finances, likely due to my insistence on expansion. I'm already on chapter 4. I can't believe this. Well, that has been a decent amount of content. I did not anticipate that I would be so thrilled with this game. And yet, here I am, absolutely floored and thrilled with the premise of this game. And I can already see myself playing this through at least a second time, probably blitzing through the options. But man, this game, released on my birthday of this year, has been, thus far, a love note to everything I want out of life. So, fucking top tier. Alright, till next time, folks. Enjoy.